basically what was going on in the whole story. Like, most of it's just comedy shit thrown in there.
Randall's reading the paper. He knows this is... He's waiting to drop this bomb.
No, he's not.
No?
If you watch, and I rewatched it again, and just to make sure it was true, no. He's flipping through the pages, because unlike what most people think, he's not reading his lines. The closest thing to that is on the clipboard that Dante's reading, he's got, like, little cue lines, so he knows where he is. Because his speech is so much bigger than Randall's.
Yeah.
Randall's is more reactionary. So... he actually, if you look at him, he's flipping through the paper, and then right before the fucking line comes out, he's just like, he's like, I think this is a more, like, I can perform a... Jesus, I'm literally running through the whole thing. So a subconscious manifestation of my subconscious desire to break up with Veronica so I can have a more meaningful relationship with Caitlin. And then when he says that, Randall's eyes bugger out wide. When he's looking at the paper, he just goes, I think all four of you need to sit down and have a talk. Four? You, Veronica, Caitlin, and Caitlin's fiancé. And that's where shit goes to hell.
Cut to the video store.
Yep.
Randall's on the phone with the ordering company.
Yeah, a girl comes in
with a kid.
with a kid who is actually Vincent Pereira, which is a...
Everyone in this movie is either friends or family of someone who's in this movie.
And I'm doing my best to remember them all. So, she's a friend of the sister and niece of Vincent Pereira, who was the friend that went with Kevin to the movie, who's known as the View Askew historian. Because he used to work at the Quick Stop, and he's been around since day one for all of these things. And
looking for Happy Scrappy Hero Pup.
Yes, a little movie.
Happy Scrappy. She loves it, clearly.
Obviously. So, he's like, okay, well, I'm on the phone with the distribution house now. Let me see if they've got it. And then Randall proceeds to read the most vile list of porno movies you can ever imagine. And the funny part about it was, if you look, you can tell that Jeff Anderson is not saying that anywhere near that woman and her child. But... to get the reaction from the woman and child, Kevin was reading those words to them. So, it really didn't matter.
So, he's saying it, but then the camera's seeing it, but there's two separate scenes.
Yeah.
But when it's seeing her, the woman going, ugh, that's Kevin literally sitting there going, ugh.
Well, basically, So Jeff Anderson filmed him saying the lines at another time, and then he, I guess... fucked off, and then they decided to cut and get her reaction shots. So basically, it just went to Kevin. Oh no, sorry, Vincent was reading them.
Yeah.
He was reading the fucking laundry list of words, and because she had to react to something, and the little kid had no fucking clue what's going on. And the funny part about it is Jeff Anderson was like, "Oh my god!" When he was looking at the list originally, he's like, "I don't. How am I going to say all this stuff, man? Like my parents are going to see this movie. I can't say all this shit." Can you tone it down? And Kevin's like, yeah, give me
no problem.
Yeah. So Kevin takes the list, and then, right before they're about to start the take, he hands it back to Jeff, and it's 4 more titles on it. Because that's Kevin Smith for you.
It's a lot of...
It's a lot. I'm not going to do it.
Just watch the movie.
There's a lot of, there's, Coming in Socks, Men Alone 2, The KY Connection, Girls Who Crave Cock, Girls Who Crave Cunt. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. You get the gist.
Yeah.
Then we get Dante on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a misprint, right? Like some vindictive editor.
I'm calling about a misprint in today's edition. Is it maybe it's supposed to be Caitlin Bree with 1 E or with an I? No? Well, I'm a curious party. A curious party? I'm an ex-boyfriend, and I talk to her all the time, and she didn't mention this. It was like, maybe you have a vindictive printer. I don't know. It's like maybe he asked her out one time, and she decided, okay.
Just with the feet. Just, no, dude, she's marrying the guy, so fuck off. Yeah. And all while this is being done, a cat is shitting in front of a customer. Which was
really hard for them to get, because basically for half a day, they wouldn't let the cat shit.
Yeah.
They just, every time the cat would go near the box, they'd just take him out. And then eventually, when they put the camera up, and again, like I said, they had no film. So they put the camera up there, and the guy who's doing the reaction, by the way, is the guy who owned the playhouse that they did the auditions in.
Oh, okay.
And they put the cat there, and the cat wouldn't shit. The cat would sit there, but he wouldn't shit. And it's just like, oh my god, they were wasting this amount of film. But they were silently cheering as soon as that cat got on its haunches. They're like, yes! finally, you've never. It's weird when you have to rely on a cat shitting. I've been there. I have.
Guerrilla filmmaking.
Yeah.
Cut to Jay and Bob with Jay's cousin Olaf.
Which is literally where he says that line, I don't care if she's my cousin or not, I'm going to knock those boots again tonight. And that's when the girl walks in, who is the makeup artist, in name only. There's only 2 scenes with makeup in it, because if you see those scenes, they all look ridiculous with makeup, so they stopped it.
Yep.
Jeff Anderson looks like a raccoon. So they become, she's just talking, apparently, according to Jay, she's the human vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
And they run into Silent Bob's friend. Or cousin, I should say. Olaf.
Oh, no, it is Silent Bob. I thought it was Jay's cousin. No, it's Silent Bob's cousin.
Silent Bob's cousin, Olaf, who is a Russian who wants to be a metal singer. Which, by the way, a friend of ours went to the secret stash and bought me back a shirt years ago that is the Fuck Your Yankee Blue Jeans World Tour. It has, dates on it and shit. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's like the band's called Fuck Your Yankee Blue Jeans or some shit like that.
And it's like, you gotta say that, because this all Olaf came from a thing Walt Flanagan did. Because again, Walt is such a weird dude, because when he was younger, when he used to hang around the mall like Brody, he stole a wig off a mannequin at JCPenney and put it on and said he was, I don't know whose cousin, Olaf from Russia. And he would just talk to people like he was Russian. Just be like, Skarnik, and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, he would just say all this stuff. Walt is a weird guy.
Yeah.
So... because Walter was a weird guy. So, that's when he starts singing.
Come on,
man, do it.
Girl,
Berserker. Girl think nice. Nah, wait, it's too funny. My love for you is ticking clock, Berserker. Would you like some making fuck, Berserker?
Did you say making fuck?
And this is where Randall's watching Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
And then decides to leave the store because he never stays in the store for any length of time.
And Dante's helping a man with... Which I think... Getting out of a jam we've all been in.
Yep.
Arm in a Pringles can, just reaching for them hard-to-reach chips. And then they...
They manage to pull it off, and the guy basically is Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, thought I was going to have to go to the hospital again.
Which I'm pretty... I'm like, either that dude doing a Homer Simpson impersonation or like a Bill Murray.
It is mostly the Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did say it was Bill Murray in Caddyshack.
Yeah.
That was the idea behind it.
And so it's like, sometimes you gotta let those chips go, my friend.
Yeah. While he's eating the chips, which is genius.
Yeah.
He didn't, and according to him, he didn't even think about it. He just started doing it. Yeah. And it never even occurred to him.
So I'm like, his arm was in it's whatever.
Yeah.
So then they get into the Star Wars.
Dante goes to, Randall comes in and he's just like, you know what I just watched? Me pulling a can off some moron's fist? Return of the Jedi. He's like, that article is accurate? Caitlin really is getting married. Which one did you like better? Empire or Jedi? Clearly has
I don't give a fuck.
I'm fucking done with your shit.
Empire.
And they have a conversation that...
Empire's downers and fucking Jedi was the Muppets.
Yeah. It's like Empire... See, Empire was a bad movie. Luke gets his hand cut off, finds out Vader's his father, Han gets frozen and taken away by Boba Fett. It ends on such a down note. And that's what life is. A series of down endings.
Jesus.
All Jedi had was a bunch of Muppets.
Which he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. But I will say this. Randall's absolutely right. I don't even care what the fucking... the Home Improvement guy says. Randall's right. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, because they get into the whole thing about in Jedi, it's an unfinished Death Star, so there was innocent people building that Death Star when it got blown up.
Well, because as he said, do you think the average stormtrooper knows how to install a toilet main? All they know is killing in white uniforms. And if you watch that movie, they don't really know how to kill either, because they can't hit the broadside of a barn with a laser anyway. But he's absolutely right. And then
a roofer comes
in
overhearing the conversation.
And this is actually based on a true story. This actually happened to Kevin and Scott. They were having this conversation.
And somebody
was eavesdropping. And Kevin was like, dude, that guy's listening. So they kept escalating, which is probably how they got there.
It's something that we've done.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's done it. And that's the whole point of why the movie hit, because everybody's had conversations like that before. Hell, I'm about to have it during this movie.
Yeah.
But... yeah, so he tells this whole story about telling he was going to get a job with Babyface the Gangster, and he basically turned it away, handed it to a friend because based on his own personal politics, he didn't want to do it because he was afraid of the risk, because that was the whole thing, is that it's just, these guys who are building this Death Star are probably just family men who are just like, here's a government contract. all kinds of great benefits, but yet at the same time, you're just trying to make money, but it's high risk. But you just do what you got to do because you need to make money. So, and again, I wholeheartedly agree with Randall. I do believe that a lot of innocent people were murdered in that.
Yeah.
Just because.
But like the guy said, you take the job, the risks.
It's true.
Sorry.
It is true. But
listen, you didn't hear that the last Death Star got blowed up? You don't think this one might get blowed up?
Yeah, but you got to look at it as just like desperation will allow for a lot of things. If these people don't have enough money, they're going to have to take that risk. It's not a good thing, but these are literally the casualties of war, which Randall also says. Casualties of a war they had nothing to do with, which I don't agree with that, because they clearly had something to do with it, because the Empire ran the galaxy. So,
either way.
Fantastic discussion, though. I
Great.
like it. It's awesome.
One of probably the best segments in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the next song when he's he's back at the video store.
Yeah.
And the woman just asking about 2 movies.
I almost got away with this once. She almost bit. This woman, when I worked in a video store, it was like my last week, because I knew it was the only way I could get away with this. She almost bit into every line, and I went as far as I possibly could, but then eventually she sort of, she didn't try to trick me. So I didn't get to that point. Yeah. But I was able to do that whole I don't watch movies. Because basically she holds up 2 movies. They say so much, but they don't ever say if it's any good. Well, yeah, actually they do, but alright. And she's like, have you heard anything, sir?
He's reading the paper, not paying attention.
Not even remotely. Have you heard anything about these 2 movies? Nope. Well, have you heard anyone say anything? I find it's best to stay out of other people's affairs.
I don't watch movies.
Yeah, well, that was what he started with, is I don't watch movies. And then she just turns away and then holds up the same 2 movies. Well, what about these 2? They suck. These are the same 2 movies. You weren't paying attention. No, I wasn't. Sorry, my throat keeps... I don't think you're manager. I don't appreciate your ruse, ma'am. My what? Your ruse. Your cunning attempt to trick me. And then she gets all pissed off. And, she's like, what was it? Fuck.
I don't know.
I hate myself for not knowing this. Anyway, she throws the videos down and just says, screw you. So I'm never coming back.
Well, it's just like, I was just pointing out that you weren't paying attention, and I hope you're proud of yourself.
I hope it feels good. We hope what feels good. I hope it feels so good to be right. There's nothing more exhilarating than pointing out the shortcomings of others. See, I just needed somebody to tee me up.
I'm never gonna rent here again.
And then she just throws the videos down and screw you. Screw me. And then he runs
that's funny.
out.
That's funny.
He jumps up
and
and
runs out. Hey, you're not allowed to rent here anymore.
Yeah! Jason gets all happy.
See, this is why I love Jason Mewes in this movie. It's those little moments that just,
But if you watch outside, I don't know what the fuck Jay and Silent Bob are doing, but Jay is jumping up and down repeatedly.
They probably just said, you know what, just do whatever.
He is, and that's usually what they're doing. And he's literally like yelling at him, and then you just see him jumping up and down repeatedly. I'm like, I don't know what they're doing, but I want to know. Then he immediately runs over to next door because he's like, well, what the fuck? I got to tell Dante now.
Yeah.
And he just goes, you're not going to believe what this unruly customer just said. Hang on, look. What, is she here?
The Eggman.
The Eggman. Walt Flanagan number 3? 4? No, 2.
Yeah.
2. 2, because he's got one, yeah.
It's a guy he gets a bunch of eggs and he's doing endurance tests with them.
Yeah. He's playing peekaboo with one. He's trying to do a magic trick where he puts a handkerchief over it and then lifts it up and then he's unhappy that it's still there, which I'm confused by.
Cut to Kevin Smith's sister.
Yeah. His sister Virginia walks in and he's just and of course Dante says, I'm not even supposed to be here today for I think the 4th time already.
Yeah.
And then she just goes, she's looking at it, and Randall's transfixed, and he just goes, "I'm just as curious as you." She was like, "You're not gonna believe this, but I've seen this before." What? I've seen it. It happens at Food. It's happened at Food City 3 or 4 times. I bet you anything. He's a guidance counselor. Why? Well, if your job was that meaningless, I think you'd go a little crazy too. And then Randall has one of my favorite lines where he just goes, "Come to think of it, my guidance counselor was kind of worthless." It's like, well, technically, you're working in a convenience store.
Yeah,
but. I just love that. And then she just says, this is why it's important to have a difference, boys. This is why I manually masturbate caged animals for artificial insemination. And then walks away, and they look at each other like, what the fuck just happened? And then they look back at the egg guy.
Yeah. Who's breaking eggs at this point?
Yeah, he's done. He's pissed off and breaks the eggs, and that's it.
Randall sells smokes to a kid.
Yep.
And then they have a